Stacked air fryers offer the best of both worlds. Two independent cooking zones taking up half the worktop space of a side-by-side two-drawer model. In this video, I'm comparing three best-selling models: the Salter VertiCook, the Tower Vortx XL, and the standard version of the Cosori TurboTower. And if you're wondering why the Ninja Double Stack and the Cosori TurboTower Pro Smart aren't in this video, it's because I've already done in-depth reviews of both of those models, and you can find links to those in the description below. All the air fryers in this video were provided to me by the manufacturers so that I can make the video, but no one has paid me to make it or had any input into what I say. I've divided this video up into 4 sections. There's a section about each of the models and then a section at the end where I'll sum up everything we've learned about them. Feel free to use the markers on the timeline and the timestamps in the description to hop around to get the information that you need. Although I would say I think it's really worth watching the whole video and seeing all the information about all 3 models, even if you think you've homed in on the one that you want. First up, it's Salter's 9-litre VertiCook. It's the smallest capacity of these 3 models and therefore, unsurprisingly, also the cheapest of the 3. But 9-litre capacity is not small for an air fryer, and particularly when this air fryer, like all the models I'm testing, comes supplied with racks, meaning you can cook on 4 levels. The heating elements are at the back of the unit and there are vents in the back of the drawers. The non-stick coating is PFAS free. What makes this model stand out from the other 2 in this video is its windows, which are the biggest and clearest that I've come across on any air fryer that I've tested, and give you a really clear view of what you're cooking without having to open the drawer and release the heat that has built up. Just be aware that just like windows in oven doors, they will need cleaning eventually. And in my experience, the deep clean that you'll eventually have to do will require dismantling and reassembling the drawer. This model has the lowest wattage of the 3 that I'm testing, but wattage figures are complicated, and often a higher figure doesn't actually translate into faster, more powerful, or less energy efficient device. In fact, when I measured the energy consumption of these 3 air fryers, this one used 0.144 kilowatt hours running for 10 minutes, which actually meant it used the most power of the 3. If you're restricted on space under wall mounted units, this Salter model is the shortest of the 3 models which I'm reviewing, with a height of 38 centimetres, but the trade-off is that it has the biggest footprint, so uses slightly more worktop space. There are 12 presets on this air fryer that offer suggested time and temperatures for different food types, so it's a good model for a first-time air fryer owner. The only thing I don't like about this model is that although parts of the control panel are touchscreen, the presets aren't, and it feels like you should be able to touch an image to switch between different foods, but instead you have to use the scroll wheel, and that will take a little bit of getting used to. Also, be aware that having the control panel on the right-hand side won't suit all kitchen spaces, so think about where you're intending to keep it in your kitchen. You'll also find match and sync options on this air fryer and all of the air fryers that you'll see in this video. They're pretty standard features now for most 2 drawers, which will allow you to duplicate the settings from one drawer to the other, or to set up both drawers with different cooking durations, different temperatures, so that they finish at exactly the same time. I did 2 cooking tests with all 3 of these air fryers. The first was a salmon fillet cooked straight from the fridge at 180 Celsius using the fish preset on this model. Salmon fillets should take about 10 minutes to cook, so I checked it after this time and the internal temperature in the thickest part of the meat had reached the required 60 Celsius. Next was a roast potato test. I soaked a batch of potatoes, didn't parboil them, and then I split them between the air fryers, cooking at 200 Celsius for 30 minutes and shaking every 10 minutes. This is what they look like from the Salter after 30 minutes, and don't worry, you don't have to commit this image to memory. I will show you what the results of all 3 roast potatoes look like next to each other later in the video. This air fryer does have audible pings when it finishes and when you're setting it up for cooking, but it's not the noisiest of the three. And when it comes to running noise, I measured all three models and actually found that there was no noticeable difference between them. All three registered at about 59 dB on my decibel meter. If you decide on this model, it comes with a 3-year guarantee if you register your product after purchase. Salter are a UK-based company and customer support is provided online by staff at their head office in Manchester. If you're interested in accessories that fit this air fryer, I've tested out a few of my favourites to check that they fit, and you can find a link to those in the description. So 2 more air fryers still to come. If what you've heard so far has been helpful, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more videos that help you choose and use your home appliances, I make them weekly. Please subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost you anything, but it will make my channel easier for you to find next time and also help increase its visibility so that other people can find it too. Air fryer number 2 is the Cosori TurboTower standard version. Cosori have recently released this model along with the Premium Pro version, which has an additional heating element and ceramic coating. At 10.8 litres, it's in the middle of all three that I'm reviewing for capacity, height, and the space that it takes up on the worktop. The TurboTower has a couple of things that make it different from the others in this test. Firstly, its drawers are not the same size. The bottom one is 6.5 litres and the top is 4.3 litres. Because of that smaller top drawer, this model only comes supplied with one rack, which you use in the bottom drawer. But it also has a DC motor, and its heating elements are overhead and not at the back, which means it should distribute heat more efficiently. And those overhead heating elements also mean it's shorter from front to back. The TurboTower has the widest temperature range of the three I'm testing, with options between 30 and 230 Celsius. And it has 6 different cooking settings which have variable fan speeds, so you get a fast fan speed on a setting like air fry and the slowest fan speed on the proof setting for making yogurt or proving dough. Like the Salter air fryer, this cooked the salmon fillet in 10 minutes, and this is what the roast potatoes look like after 30 minutes. The Cosori TurboTower is the most expensive of these 3 air fryers and also the heaviest. It's impossible to tell without dismantling them, but weight can sometimes be an indicator of better insulation, which ultimately means less heat loss and less energy waste. My energy test showed the 2 drawers, despite their different capacities, used very similar amounts of energy, placing this air fryer in the middle between the Salter and the Tower. This air fryer has a non-stick coating, and although it meets EU regulatory standards, it's not entirely PFAS free. Both the drawer and crisper plate are dishwasher safe. The Cosori only has a 2-year warranty compared to Salter and Tower's 3-year guarantee, but it does have a UK-based customer support team, and it's got the highest Amazon review rating of the 3 models. On to air fryer number 3. Now, if I was doing nicknames, which I used to do on air fryers, I would be tempted to call this the Minion air fryer, because that stick-out control panel reminds me an awful lot of the Minions goggles. This air fryer has the largest capacity at 11 litres, but actually has the smallest footprint on the worktop because it's the tallest of all 3. So do check that you have the clearance to fit it in your kitchen, particularly bearing in mind that it needs 15 centimetres free space between the top of the unit and the kitchen cupboard so that air can circulate. The Tower has got the 2nd highest wattage rating, but used the least energy of all the models I tested for this video, which is why I frequently say wattage can be really misleading. The salmon fillet wasn't cooked through after 10 minutes and required an extra 2 minutes to reach the desired temperature of 60 Celsius. And this is what the roast potatoes look like after 30 minutes. The drawer and the crisper plate of the Tower have a PFAS-free non-stick coating, but they aren't dishwasher safe. It also has the dubious honour of being the most musical of all three. My husband walked in halfway through me doing the potatoes and asked if I was tuning an orchestra. I checked with Tower and they confirmed the beeps can't be disabled. Like the Salter, the heating elements for the Tower are at the back of the unit and the drawers have vents in the back too. It has a temperature range between 60 and 200 Celsius and the 6 different settings, which are fries, wings, steak, veg, bake and DIY, have an automatic shake reminder 3/4 of the way through the cooking process. Like the Salter, it comes with 2 racks included, so you can cook on 2 levels in both drawers. The Tower has a 3-year guarantee if you register after purchase. So a quick look at the roast potato results side by side, and there really is quite a noticeable difference with Cosori on the left, Salter in the middle and Tower on the right. If you're still struggling to decide between these models, here's my advice. The most important thing before anything else is that you get an air fryer that actually fits in your kitchen. All the dimensions for these 3 are in the description. Get the tape measure out and check your spot first, then work out what matters to you most, because it won't be the same for everyone. If you've still got questions about anything I didn't cover in this video, please leave them in the comments below. And if you're interested in a stacked air fryer which has ceramic non-stick coating, my review of both the Cosori TurboTower Pro Smart and the Ninja Double Stack are popping up on the screen right now.